Shalom, me homies. How are you guys doing? What is the haps? How are all of you? What is going on? Did you have a good Shabbat? Did you have a good first day? We are into second day on our Creator's calendar because we don't go by that Gregorian calendar. Although we have to some degree because a lot of us work in the pagan societies that we work in. And it is definitely a pagan world out there. It is full of raging Gentiles. And just like David said, why do the Gentiles rage? And boy, howdy, do they ever rage. And, I talked to a tremendous amount of people in prison. And all these guys that are on the straight and narrow in prison, they're always out there trying to minister to those who are in Christianity. Those who have been succumbed to a doctrine that is not in scriptures at all. And it is the same thing. And they all talk to me and they go, Jason, we're having no success with these guys. We're the outcasts. We're the laughing stock of the cells. And I'm like, I am too, brother. I am too. The Gentiles will laugh at you. They will mock you. And they will say that their man named Jesus, J's didn't exist in Hebrew, and the letter wasn't even invented until 1529, but this Jesus is here to show you mercy, compassion, kindness, and a sinful way forward because their Jesus has abolished the laws. This Jesus has made all food cling so they can eat all this pork and shrimp and lobster, and this Jesus will save everybody. All you have to do is ask this Jesus into your heart. Now, for those of us who are studied and astute, we know his name isn't Jesus, but we know his name to be Yahushua. And it has Yah is with us in his name. It also is Yeshua means salvation. And those things don't work when you say the word Jesus. Jesus doesn't mean salvation. And so as we come to the understanding of the world that our Creator has given to us, it is essential that we understand who our Messiah is and what our Messiah wanted. And our Messiah didn't want for us to be eating pig. He didn't want for us to be living a lawless life. In fact, he would very much look down on that. And there are so many people that are in these jail cells. And, I've talked about this so many times that we are all the free people of this world. We're all on death row as well. We all have an execution date, and we don't know when that execution date is going to be. But we have an opportunity right now that we are able to seek our Creator and find our way forward. And being lawless isn't the way forward. Being lawless is a terrible way to live. You get sick, you get your family gets sick, both spiritually and physically. There's so many bad things that come with being lawless. We end up with curses instead of blessings. We end up with our Creator giving us the scowl and wondering why we're not listening to him when we could be full of the Ruach HaKodesh. We could be getting all these great things that our Creator has promised to his children. But first we have to take that we are his children challenge. Now, you won't be his child if you don't even know what the Torah is. And when you don't know what the Torah is, that means you have not read scriptures. And that either means you're blind or have no way to read them, or you don't care about them, or you're lazy. And so if you have not read those, or you qualify in any of those realms, I would strongly encourage all of you guys that you read your scriptures and read them as a technical manual, as a part of life. And this part of life is an amazing thing. When you are in the Torah, everything changes. How we look at the world, how we operate, how we keep weeks, how we keep days, how we keep months, everything changes. As we are on the second day of this week, we are going to be burning through this week, and we're burning through it to get to the sixth day to where we can make it to the seventh day. That's part of the alignment of our lives. That is something that we absolutely, it is something that we can absolutely do, that we can absolutely keep. And so, guys, the laws of our Creator are, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a beautiful thing. It is something that I'm encouraging all of you guys to take the Torah challenge, to read that Torah at least 5 times and apply it to your life and understand these words, because we won't have another chance when we're dead. And so, guys, let's get into our reading today. What you're looking at right before you is you're looking at Yah Scriptures, the greatest English translation of scriptures everywhere. And these are getting very, very popular. These are taking on a lifespan of their own. And, everybody on my little channels here, there's not a lot of you guys, but there is a lot of these big blue books going out. This is a limited edition. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know if we'll ever get another big blue print. And so if you have been interested in the big blue book, I would encourage you to always get a hold of these. A lot of people have been giving them to gifts to people. And there's I see a lot of you guys that are gifting these out. And it is an amazing gift, because when you get a restored name of our scriptures, it's absolutely beautiful. And so you don't have to pay anything, because you can go to yahscriptures.com. Just put the Yah Scriptures right there and put a .com together on it. And under the downloads, all are free versions. You can grab it to your phones, to your tablets, to your TVs, to your computers, whatever device you want to read on. It is the big blue book is provided to you in the little blue app, and you can absolutely get that for free of charge. And for those who have been able to help us with the stamps for the prisoners, thank you so much. It is non-stop. This weekend I was blasting through on a Shabbat, and I ran out of stamps for Texas, and I didn't fill up before I needed to do it. But it's one of these things that the stamps are part of our livelihood of this ministry. This is how we are able to reach these brothers and sisters in chains. And we are reaching them. We are ministering to them. We are trying to get through to them. My inbox it gets so full, guys. The other day I checked in and I had 7 pages. I had like 10 or 12 emails per page, and every single person, they're there for a reason. It's not a 3 or 4 line response. And so as I break into my email, it's a daily grind. You got to bust in and start going through these, and people need responses. People have a lot of questions. There's a lot of people with a lot of questions, because you have the same stuff inside the prisons that you do outside. You have all these religious constructs, and these religious constructs are all opposing the words of our Creator. And so that is where the stamps go to. This is where the donations go to. I can't thank you guys enough for everybody that has helped us. I'm honored. I'm so thankful to all of you guys out there. So let us get into our book of First Ezra. Let's recap this. We're into a large chapter, so I want to recap this somewhat quick, because it's going to be a lot of reading today. So chapter 1, we had Yossi-Yahu, and he reigned in righteousness, keeping the Torah of Yahuwah. He led the great Passover celebration, restoring the ways of his father. But despite his faithfulness, he is slain in battle by Pharaoh, Necho of Mitzrayim. And it wasn't by the hand of Yah. It was by Pharaoh Necho said, "Hey, I'm on a mission from Yah." And this guy interfered with it, and he got killed. Chapter 2 talks about the reign of Koresh of Cyrus of Persia. Yahuwah stirs up his heart to fulfill the prophecy of Yirmiyahu, who's Jeremiah. He proclaims that the house of Yahuwah in Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, shall be rebuilt, and those in exile may return. Many rise up to go back, carrying silver, gold, and offerings to rebuild the temple, the vessels of the house of Yahuwah, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken. They're also restored. Chapter 3 and 4 were the 3 wise guards, or the 3 wise men that were of the tribes of Yisrael. They went before the king, showed their wisdom. One was picked, and his choice for what he got, because he was so wise, was that he wanted the king to keep his word and to restore Jerusalem the way it was. Chapter 5, the people gather in Jerusalem and begin building the altar of Yahuwah. They celebrate Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles, and resume offerings. But the enemies of Judah, seek to hinder the work, writing letters of accusation against them. And despite the opposition, the people press on with the work. Chapter 6, the opposition intensifies, and letters are sent to King Artaxerxes, I think is how the English says it. Accusing the people of rebellion, the king orders the work to cease and the building is halted. But the prophets, Haggai, and Zechariah, encourage the people and work resumes with faith and strength. Now we made it to 7. And the rebuilding continues with determination. The adversaries write again to Darius, but he searches the records and finds the decree of Koresh. He commands that the work not only be allowed, but also funded by the royal treasury, as well as all of those guys that went against him. They had to pay all his stuff. The temple is completed and dedicated with joy and celebration, and the Passover is kept with purity. Now that takes us into chapter 8, and chapter 8 is a big one. So let us get into this, and what you're reading here, what we're reading out of is we're reading Yah Scriptures, and this is the Android app. Android app is almost to the Google Play Store, but it is also free of charge. You can download it, install it on any Google Android from YahScriptures.com. So it's right there. Here we are, chapter 8. I have given an order that those of the nation of the Yahudim and of the Kohanim and Levites, being within our reign, who desire and are willing, should go with you to Jerusalem. As many, therefore, as have a heart to do so, let them depart with you, as it seems good, both to me and my 7 friends, the counselors, that they may look to the affairs. What did I do here? I just did it. I don't know what happened here. Wow. I think I was on the wrong thing even starting up on this thing. I don't know how it got right there. Let's begin again. Amazing. Here we are. And after these matters, when Artashasta, the sovereign of Paras, reigned, Ezra came, the son of Sariah, the son of Azarah, the son of Kilikiyahu, the son of Shalom. So this sounds a little bit better. Now we know what's going on. The son of Zadok, the son of Akituv, the son of Amarai, the son of Azariah, the son of Marioth, the son of Zechariah, the son of Uzi, the son of Buki, the son of Avishai, the son of Pinecas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief Kohanim. This Ezra went up from Babel as a scribe, being very skilled in the law of Moshe that was given by Elohim of Yisrael. And the sovereign esteemed him, for he found favor in his sight in all his requests. There also went up with him to Jerusalem some of the children of Yisrael, of the Kohanim, of the Levites, of the Kodesh singers, gatekeepers, and servants of the Hayekel. In the 7th year of the reign of Artashasta, in the 5th month, this was the sovereign's 7th year. For they went from Babel in the 1st day of the 1st month and came to Jerusalem, according to the prosperous journey which Yahuwah gave them. For Ezra had such great knowledge that he omitted not from the Torah and commands of Yahuwah, but taught all Yisrael the Torah and right rulings. Now the copy of the commission, which was written from Artashasta, this sovereign, and came to Ezra the Kohanim and reader of the Torah of Yahuwah, is as follows. Sovereign Artashasta, to Ezra the Kohanim and reader of the Torah of Yahuwah, greetings. Having determined to deal favorably, I have given an order that those of the nation of Yahudah and of the Kohanim and Levites, being within our reign, who desire and are willing, should go with you to Jerusalem. As many, therefore, as have a heart to do so, let them depart with you, as it has seemed good, both to me and my 7 friends, the counselors, that they may look to the affairs of Yahudah in Jerusalem, agreeable to that which is in the Torah of Yahuwah, and carry the gifts to Yahuwah of Yisrael to Jerusalem, which I and my friends have vowed, and all the gold and silver that is found in the land of Babel to Yahuwah in Jerusalem. Also, with that which is given from the people for the Hayekel of Yahuwah, for their Elohim at Jerusalem, and that silver and gold may be collected for bulls, rams, and lambs, and matters pertaining to it, so that they may offer slaughterings to Yahuwah upon the altar of Yahuwah their Elohim, which is in Jerusalem. And whatever you and your brothers do with the silver and gold, do so according to the desire of your Elohim. Now, what you're seeing here is you are seeing, a Gentile king that is absolutely giving everything in his possible power to make sure that the temple and the people of Yahudah, the current Yisraelites of that time, that he gave them back. And anybody that wanted to leave the captivity and leave Babel had the opportunity to. So at this point, if they stayed back in Babel, they were just Gentiles. They stayed back. They were ex-Yisraelites and they became Gentiles. And, that's what the world is full of. They're full of happy, happy Gentiles. Everybody just happy in their own stuff. 17. And the Kodesh vessels of Yahuwah, which have been given to you for the use of the Hayekel of your Elohim, which is in Jerusalem, you shall put before your Elohim in Yerushalayim. And whatever else you shall remember for the use of the Hayekel of your Elohim, you shall give it out of the sovereign's treasury. And I, sovereign Artashasta, have also commanded the keepers of the treasuries in Syria and Phoenicia, that whatever Ezra the Kohanim and the reader of the Torah of the Most High Elohim shall send for, they should give it to him with haste. To the sum of 100 kickers of silver, likewise also of wheat, even to 100 cores, and 100 baths of wine, and other matters in abundance. Let all be performed after the Torah of Elohim diligently unto the Most High Elohim, so that wrath does not come upon the reign of the sovereign and his sons. So as you can see, unlike a lot of Gentiles today, our Creator really got this ruler's attention. Enough that he knows that, when there's a holy group of people that are praying for him and his sons, our Creator will move in amazing ways. 22. I also command you that you require no tax, nor any other tribute from any of the Kohanim, or Levites, or Kodesh singers, or gatekeepers, or servants of the Hayekel, or from any who are employed in this Hayekel, and that no man has authority to impose any matter upon them. And you, Ezra, according to the wisdom of Elohim, appoint judges and right rulings, that they may judge in all Syria and Phoenicia, all those who know the Torah of your Elohim, and those who do not know it, you shall teach. And whoever transgresses the Torah of your Elohim and of the sovereign shall be strictly punished, whether it be by death or other punishment, by penalty of silver or by imprisonment. Then Ezra, the scribe, said, Baruch be the only add-on, Elohim of my fathers, who has put these into the heart of the sovereign to esteem his house that is in Jerusalem, and has esteemed me in the sight of the sovereign and his counselors and all his friends and nobles. Therefore I was encouraged with the help of Yahuwah my Elohim, and gathered together men of Yisrael to go up with me. And these are the heads according to their families, and several nobles that went up with me from Babel in the reign of the sovereign Artashasta. Of the sons of Pinehas, Gershon of the son of Ithamar, Daniel of the sons of Dawid, Katush the son of Shekinah. Of the sons of Peratz, Zechariah and 150 men were counted with him. Of the sons of Pacath, Moab, Eliaenai, the sons of Zechariah, and 200 men with him. Of the sons of Zatu, Shechaniah, the son of Yachaziel, and with him 300 men. Of the sons of Aden, Obed, the son of Johonathan, and 250 men with him. Of the sons of Eliam, Yosiyahu, son of Gedilahu, and several men with him. Of the sons of Shephatiah, Zeriah, son of Michiel, and 70 men with him. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah, son of Yizliah, and 212 men with him. Of the sons of Shalomith, the son of Yosiphiah, and 160 men with him. Of the sons of Bevi, Zechariah, son of Bevi, and 28 men with him. Now, before you guys fall asleep, before you guys go out, because this is absolutely dry reading, but it's actually really, really exciting, because this is why scriptures are so amazing, is because we have accurate accounts of all of this stuff. It's simply astounding that we have been able to keep these in the records. And the things about scriptures is, there's a lot of people that dispute a lot of things, but as far as the history that goes with this, it's very accurate. Every bit of this is very, very accurate. So continuing on. Of the sons of Azgad, Yochanan, son of Hakatan, and 110 men with him. Of the sons of Adonikim, the last, and these are the names of them, Eliphelet, Yael, and Shemiah, and 70 men with them. Of the sons of Bigwai, Uthai, the son of Zabadud, and 70 men with him. And I gathered these together to the river called Awa, and where we pitched our tents for 3 days. And then I inspected them. But when I had found there none of the Kohen and Levites, then I sent to Eleazar, and Duiel, and Mishminah, and Elnathan, and Shemiah, and Yoarib, and Nathan, and Yohathanan, Zechariah and Meshullam, leaders and learned. And I told them that they should go to Iddo, the captain, who was treasurer in the place, and ordered them that they should speak to Iddo and to his brothers and to the treasurers in that place to send us such men who might execute the office of the Kohanim in the house of Yahuwah. So there's Ezra. Ezra's the man, right? There's like, when it comes down to would history ever be the same if it wasn't for Ezra? Nope. Ezra is a legend. And this dude is, he's not a wuss by any means. You know, he and Nehemiah are, some of my favorite of the prophets, the guys that are doing this. And, Ezra was so schooled up in the Torah. The reason that he got all of these things that he was supposed to be doing is because he was Torah based, which is why, when we learn Torah, all these other people from all over come and they ask us, tell us about the Torah. And some of them receive it, most of them don't. But that is why we should all know Torah very well, like the back of our hand, as they say. Continue on, 47. And by the mighty hand of our Adon, they brought to us skilled men of the sons of Machlai, the son of Lui, the son of Yisrael, Sherebiah, and his sons, and his brothers, 18. And Kashabiah, and Bani, and Hoshea, his brother, of the sons of Caniah, and their sons were 20 men. And the servants of the Hayekel, whom David had appointed, and the leaders of the service of the Levites, that is, the servants of the Hayekel, 220, the list of whose names were shown. And there I proclaimed a fast to the young men before our Adon, to seek from him a prosperous journey for both us and they who were with us, for our children and for the cattle. For I was ashamed to ask from the sovereign footmen and horsemen and conduct for safeguard against our adversaries. This is interesting, right? Ezra's telling, this king about, hey, you know what? Elohim, he's the creator of everything. He's the strength of everything. He will not let us go. And, it came to the point where, now they're going on a very dangerous trek, and they're going to be going with all sorts of goods. And you're in the land in the times of the robbers and the bandits where it would be very easy to end up getting killed and losing all of your stuff. But Ezra is too ashamed to ask for the sovereign. And I found that very, very fascinating. 52, for we had said to the sovereign that the power of Yahuwah our Elohim would be with all those who seek him to support them in all ways. And again, we sought our Adon regarding these and found him favorable to us. Then I separated 12 of the heads of the Kohanim, Sherebiah and Kashabiah, and 10 men of their brothers with them. And I weighed them the gold and silver and the Kodesh vessels of the house of Adon, which the sovereign and his council and the princes and all Yisrael had given. And when I had weighed it, I gave 650 kickers of silver to them, and silver vessels of 100 kickers, and 100 kickers of gold, and 20 golden vessels, and 12 vessels of bronze, even of fine bronze, glittering like gold. And I said to them, both you and the vessels are Kodesh to Yahuwah, and the gold and the silver is vowed to Yahuwah, the Adon of our fathers. Watch, and guard them till you deliver them to the heads of the Kohanim and the Levites and to the leaders of the families of Yisrael in Jerusalem, into the rooms of the house of our Elohim. Now again, he's going with a ton of cash, he's going with a ton of goods, he's going with all this kind of stuff, and they're getting to the temple. And so it's interesting to see how they figured this part out. So the Kohanim and the Levites, who had received the silver and the gold and the vessels, brought them to Jerusalem into the Hayekel of Yahuwah. And from the river Awa, we departed the 12th day of the first month and came to Jerusalem by the mighty hand of our Adon, who was with us. And from the beginning of our journey, Yahuwah delivered us from every enemy, and so we came to Jerusalem. And when we had been there 3 days, the gold and silver that was weighed was delivered on the 4th day into the house of our Adon, to Meremoth, the Kohen, the son of Uriah. And with him was Eleazar, the son of Pinchas, and with him were Yozabad, the son of Yeshua, and Noadiah, the son of Binnui, Levites. All was delivered to them by number and weight, and all the weight of them was recorded that same hour. And those who were come out of the captivity brought an offering to Yahuwah Elohim of Yisrael, even 12 bulls for all Yisrael, 96 rams, 72 lambs, 12 goats for a peace offering, all of them slaughterings to Yahuwah. And they delivered the sovereign's orders to the sovereign's trustees and to the governors of Kolik, Syria, and Phoenicia, and they esteemed the people of the Hayekel of Elohim. Now when these matters were done, the rulers came to me and said, the nation of Yisrael, The princes, the Kohen, and the Levites have not put away the foreigners of the land from them, nor the defilements of the Gentiles, that is, of the Canaanites, Kittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Mitzraites, and Edomites. For they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the Kodesh seed is mixed with the foreigners of the land. And from the beginning, the rulers and the great men have taken part in this wickedness. And as soon as I had heard this, I tore my garments in the Kodesh garment and pulled the hair from my head and beard and sat down grieved and very heavy. This is a bad thing, right? When Ezra gets upset, he's broken. And what they just found out is that these guys had broken Torah. They had intermingled. They had mixed with the nations. They had taken wives from other beliefs. They were unequally yoked. 72. So all those who were then moved at the word of Yahuwah, Elohim of Yisrael, assembled to me, while I mourned for the wickedness, but I sat full of heaviness until the evening offering. Then rising from the fast, with my garments and the Kodesh garment torn, and bowing my knees and stretching out my hands to Yahuwah, I said, "O Yahuwah, I am disappointed and ashamed before your face. For our sins have multiplied above our heads, and our ignorances have reached up to the Shamayim. For ever since the time of our fathers we have been and are in great sin, even to this day. And for ours and our fathers' sins, we, with our brothers and our sovereigns and our Kohen, were given up to the sovereigns of the earth, to the sword, and to captivity, and for a prey with shame unto this day. And now, in some measure, kindness has been shown to us from you, O Yahuwah, that there should be left to us a root and a name in the place of your Mikdash, and to uncover for us a light in the house of Yahuwah our Elohim, and to give us food in the time of our service. Indeed, when we were in bondage, we were not forsaken by our Adon, but he made us favorable before the sovereigns of Paras, so that they gave us food, and also esteemed the Hayekel of our Adon, and raised up Zion that was laid waste, and they have given us a permanent place in Yahudah and Jerusalem. And now, O Yahuwah, what shall we say, having these? For we have transgressed your commands, which you gave by the hand of your servants the Neviim, saying, the land which you enter in to possess as an inheritance is a land defiled with the abominations of the Gentiles of the land, and they have filled it with their uncleanness. Now therefore you shall not join your daughters unto their sons, neither shall you take their daughters for your sons. And you shall never seek to have a peace with them, that you may be strong and eat the good of the land, and that you leave the inheritance of the land to your children forever. As these are all things that we were told, right? From the days of Moshe, when Joshua came around. Joshua, he was a stallion, he was a savage when it came to his ways with Yah, but he still missed the command and made an oath with outsiders of the land, which started off the entire abomination of the giants still being around. Let's see, I think we are on 86. And all that has come to us, all that has come to be, has been done to us because of our wicked works and great sins. And you, O Yahuwah, lifted our sins and gave us to a root, but we have turned back to transgress your Torah and to mingle ourselves with the uncleanness of the nations of the land. Were you not wroth with us to destroy us, till you had left us neither root, seed, nor name? O Yahuwah of Yisrael, you are true, for we are left a root this day. See, we are now before you in our wickedness, for we cannot stand any longer by reason of these matters before you. And as Ezra made this confession in his prayer, weeping and lying flat on the ground before the Hayekel, a very great crowd of men, women, and children were gathered to him from Jerusalem, for there was great weeping among the crowd. Then Shechaniah, the son of Yachiel, one of the sons of Yisrael, called out and said, O Ezra, we have sinned against Yahuwah Elohim. We have married foreign women of the nations of the land, but now there is expectancy for all Yisrael. Let us make an oath to Yahuwah, that we shall put away all our wives, which we have taken from the Gentiles, with their children, as you have said, and as many who obey the Torah of Yahuwah. Arise and act on this, for this is your word, and we shall be with you. Be strong. So Ezra arose and made the chief of the Kohen and Levites of all Yisrael swear to do after these matters. And so they swore. Okay, this is a big chapter with a tremendous amount of things in this. This is one of these things. These guys all intermarried, and they all intermarried, and they knew they were not supposed to intermarry, and so this is a divorce. A lot of people are going to be getting divorced right here. A lot of people that were considered married, bonded at the hip, they are going to be no more. And we're going to hear about this in the next chapter and about how it goes down. And it's an incredible story, right? This is a story of great sin, great trespassing, great Torah breaking. And you guys see these people are all coming back to Torah. They're all coming back to the same Torah that all of us have discovered in this generation. These beautiful words of our Creator that have been given to us for all generations, all times, all peoples, all races, all creeds. It's for everybody. There's only one Torah for anyone. If you want to be a child of the Most High, then that Torah is found in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And when you govern your life with this Torah and will not break this Torah, everything changes. Your world changes, your life changes, your wife changes, your kids change. It has to. It's like getting hit by a 2,000-ton logging truck, right? You're not going to just be okay if you get hit by this. But when you get hit by the Torah, everything in your life will change for the better. And you will all of a sudden become an enemy of Hasatan, while you have the greatest government in the world that was someday going to present itself in a physical form that we can see it. And in fact, the Torah is a physical form. When you guys bring it into your life, when you start obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, it becomes a life of its own. And it's a good life. And I would encourage all of you guys to seek our Creator where He's able to be found. I encourage you all to read these scriptures. Don't just listen to a guy like me on YouTube or wherever you find me at, but listen to the scriptures yourself. Find your way forward. That is the way to the kingdom. So with that, guys, until we meet again, much love to y'all. I'm out.